Good afternoon, teacher and classmates. My name is Karen Peñate. I'm going to talk about food technology and processing. What is industrial food processor? And propose meet and fundamental need of the human being to have food balanced and varied and adapted to the synthesis. A food processing industry responsible for the transformation of material premiums for the preparation of conservation of food for human and animal consumption. Food alteration and conservation, they are action taken in order to obtain food with the desired properties. Reason why we keep our food. Mountain organoleptic characteristic is freshness, color, smells, and taste. Our field production errors give added value to the products. Food alteration, it is change of the natural or composition of the food caused by different factors. Type for food alterants, physicists, mechanics, biological, physiological, chemists. Food preservation, they are action taken in order get food with the desired properties or maintain its nature in the longest time possible. The conservation methods is established considering the organisms to control the nature of the food, the inavailability of resources. How do I avoid the alteration of foods? Conservation methods, shared action, physical actions, chemical actions. Basic condition, you must have a conservation method. Affectionist, absence of toxicity, modify the minimum sensory characteristic of food according to capacity economical of the company, friendly to the environment. Additive, any ingredient added to intentionality food without the purpose of nurturing. Additive functions ensure safety, lengthening shelf life, improve and maintain sensory characteristics. Heat use. Heat transfer is the process by which exchange energy in the form of heat between different bodies. Type of the mechanisms for heat transfer is convection, drying, and radiations. We use food preservation methods because they are allowing the inactivation of the main microorganisms and enzymes. Within these methods are pasteurization and sterilization. Some of the advantages are allows the production of safe food, longer shelf life of products, in certain products is not necessary to add chemicals. Disadvantage, high cost for energy consumption and excessive treatment in time and temperature. Methods, pasteurization is named after Louis Pasteur and French chemical and microbiologist. Reduce the population of pathogenic microorganisms, allowing a longer shelf life. Sterilization inactivates microorganisms causing ATA and some enzymes. Heating liquid and solid foods at high temperature for a short time. Cold use, it retains sensory properties similar to freshly harvested fresh produce. There are two processes that the technique as the main methods of conservation, which are refrigeration, full heat removal process, and freezing. This process causes the crystallization of water contained in food. Advantage is allow the production of safe food, delay food spoilage. Disadvantage, food preservation time is limited, high cost for energy consumption, but less that processes that use heat. Fermentation food. The idea consuming food with bacteria or almost is unpleasant, but man has consumed it from ancient time. Keep food by use fermentation probably arose accidentally. Thanks to think mistake, many food can be preserved in good state for long periods of time. What does the fermentation like method of the conservation food? Process in which they decompose complex organic substance and simple organic substance. Consumer benefits more stable food during shelf life, food with better digestibility, high nutritional value, elimination of the undesirable flavors and aromas. Type of fermentation is alcoholic lactic acetic. Elimination humidity. It is remove part of humidity of the food as methods of conservation. Protective atmospheres. Why do companies use protective atmospheres is food conservation methods? This technology responds to the demands of the market segment that demands fresh and ready-to-eat products. This is process physiological are controlling according to availability of odors and CO2, breathing, transpiration, maturation, senescence. What is the base of the conservation fund? Employing atmospheric protective. This basis of conservation using protective atmospheres is the manipulation of gases or gas mixture, taking into account type of food in the temperature tolerance of refrigeration. And the most commonly used gas are oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, and packaging methods that use this technique: controlled atmosphere, modified atmosphere, vacuum package. Thank you for your attention.